What legacy are you trying to leave?
I want increased influence, increased impact. I want increased opportunities to make a difference in the lives of other people.
What part of your territory are you the most concerned about? Some of us, we would never pray like that because you keep looking at your background, your experience, your education, and think God will never answer a prayer like that for me. Jabez was crying out, watch, for an increase of influence. Watch, an increase of responsibility. He was crying out for an increase of impact. Jabez was crying out to God and said, God, I want greater influence, greater opportunities. I want to make a greater impact. Jabez concluded in his mind, when he looked at his life, I was born for more than what I'm experiencing right now. I want increased influence, increased impact. I want increased opportunities to make a difference in the lives of other people. For you, Jabez's little plot of land or whatever he had that belonged to him, looking out over all that he had, that represented, watch, three things: his life, his work, his influence. So then what then is your territory in context? Everything inside your life, your work, and your influence. Your territory is everything God has placed under your care. And no matter what your occupation is or where you are right now in life, the application of this prayer is, Lord, increase my influence inside the boundaries of my territory. Increase my opportunities to make a difference. God, I want to have a greater impact on the lives of everything inside my territory. I want my children to be impacted by my influence in my territory. My unsaved friends is inside my territory. My unsaved family members is inside my territory. Everything around me is inside my territory. And when I look at the lives of people, when I look at the needs and culture, when I look at the brokenness around me, something compels me to say, Lord, this ain't enough. I still got a part to play in culture. This ain't enough. You know what? Enlarge my territory. I want greater influence, greater impact, greater opportunities to touch the lives of other people. Jabez, who was probably a farmer, took inventory of his life. He's looking out over the brokenness of Jewish people and said, God, somebody got to do something about this. When Jabez thought about the potential of what could be and the life he could live and the impact he could have and the difference he could make, he thought to himself, someone needs to do something about that. This is not only a cry for blessings, this is a cry for influence, impact, and opportunities. It reminds me of our councilman who was in our gathering last week and invited me to come and sit and talk to him and begin to share with me his powerful life story. Born and raised in our city right here. And as a young boy looking out over the city and saying, man, this city is broken. Somebody needs to do something about this. And begin to cry out to God. God, use me to have an impact in my city. God granted his request. 30 years of service to his city. Watch. So impactful was his influence, the city took a plot of land and named it after him. They memorialized his name with land. And it all started with one prayer. God, somebody got to do something about this. So Lord, I don't know who else is praying, but I'm praying, enlarge. What legacy are you trying to leave? What part of your territory are you the most concerned about? See, because some of us, we would never pray like that because you keep looking at your background, your experience, your education, your divorce, your lack of heritage. You keep adding up all the things that make you feel insecure and think God will never answer a prayer like that for me. God don't add up all your insecurities. He knew about all of that when he called you. He knew you wasn't wrecking your mind when he called you. Has not the scriptures taught us that God uses the least of these to do the greatest of things? It's not your ability. It's not anything in your column. It's his mathematics. It's his power plus his glory plus his sovereignty connected to your willingness. You have no idea what God would do with a submitted life.